The Ideal Learner, Strategies for Your Success as a Brahman University Student. Part 2, Your Toolkit. This is brought to you by Brandman's Center for Instructional Innovation. When we say tools, what we're specifically focusing on are the technologies that we use throughout our classes to extend your learning and your opportunities to be engaged in your learning. So yes, we will primarily be looking at Blackboard, email, wikis, blogs and journals, discussion boards and forums, virtual classrooms, live meetings online, assignment turn-ins, Dropboxes, and Turnitin. Blackboard is indeed the LMS, the learning management system, that Brahman University uses to house the online component for all its courses, blended or fully online. For you to get familiar with Blackboard in general, we have a student tutorial that is part video, part simulation. Here is the URL, brandman.adobeConnect.com/P155RHELKKE. As well, you'll see that URL at the bottom of this slide for yet another few seconds. So, as a living repository, Blackboard will change. What I mean by that is your professor will add new material. As you engage in the discussion boards, it alters the experience for everyone who comes in and participates. You want to think of Blackboard as the car that gets you to your learning space. In and of itself, you don't have to know how the car works, but you need to know how to work it to get where you're going. So just as sometimes you need to put better gasoline in your car, you need to know what tools will afford you the best experience with Blackboard. First and foremost, your web browser. Please, we prefer Firefox, but Blackboard in general supports both Internet Explorer and Firefox. If you choose to use Chrome or Opera or Safari, know that there may be problems, and if they occur, have a copy on your computer of Firefox or Internet Explorer to jump into. Make sure your pop-up blocker is turned off on your web browser. This is important. Blackboard tends to open hot links into new windows or tabs. Be aware of firewalls. If you're logging in from work and links are not loading, it could be because you're accessing the internet from a site that has limited opportunities for outside information to enter in. Be aware of how strong the internet connection is where you are. If you're trying to upload a huge paper full of pictures and all kinds of multimedia, you need a fast connection. A Wi-Fi at a local coffee shop probably isn't going to be that strong. If you're trying to log into a virtual classroom, your best bet is to actually be hardwired into a wall somewhere and hopefully not using a dial-up, because these newer technologies do indeed use more internet bandwidth. Be aware of it and you can deal with it. Email is one of these things we all use and think we understand, but it can cause huge problems if we're not careful of netiquette. Netiquette is online etiquette. Please be aware of your tone. Reread an email before you send it to make sure that if there's sarcasm, it's clearly identified. You are speaking to a professor. There is an expected tone that must be there. This is not your bestest buddy or your BFF. This is your instructor. Please include a subject line. It's considered rude not to do so, and your email could be misconstrued as spam. Please include a greeting and a sign-off. Don't just stick a message in there, "Where's my paper for week 3? Dear professor, dear instructor, I can't find the grades for my week 3 paper. Can you help me out, please? Thank you, George." Expectations for responses. You have to be realistic. Often your professor will post in the Blackboard shell, "I respond to emails within 24 hours, 48 hours, within 3 days. If you send an email at 9 in the morning and you're chomping at the bit and send a second one at 9:30 going, "Why haven't you answered me?" that is unfair and unrealistic. So please be realistic with these expectations. Conversely, you have to check your email on a regular basis, your Brandman email. This is important. Your professor will be reaching out to you. Your peers in class will be reaching out to you. We work in 8-week accelerated terms. You must check your email multiple times throughout the week and respond as timely as is possible. Checking once a week will not work. And lastly here, you must use your Brandman University email. This is crucial. Your professor should not be responding to emails about classes that come from personal emails. There are federal regulations about this type of thing. We have to protect information that relates to academic progress. Please, if it has to do with your classes, if you're reaching out to peers, if you're asking your professor for clarification, you must use your Brandman University email. A wiki is a wonderful tool for collaboration. You may or may not see them in your class shells, but they are popular in the real world, so it's worth taking a moment to discuss them. The number one thing to remember is only one person at a time can work on a specific page. If you click on the edit button and get a message that you can't work on this right now because so-and-so is currently working on it, please wait. Not 2 hours. Give it 10 minutes. Let whoever is working finish what they're doing. If it's been more than 10 minutes, you have every right to click steal this lock and start working. But once you're done, please click Save and Exit so the next person can indeed pop in there and get their work done. Remember, there is a history button. As long as you've saved the work, nothing will be lost. If something accidentally gets erased, we can bring it back. And this history button gives your professor the ability to pop in and see who has and who has not been working in that wiki. So we move from wikis to blogs or journals. Please recognize the value of these learning tools. These are not a throwaway. A lot of people initially think of them as busy work. These allow you to see your growth and give your instructor the ability to really see what you're thinking, you sharing what you are learning and relating it in your own language. It is a crucial part of the learning process. Please do not undervalue these and treat them as a throwaway. To do so is truly undermining your own educational process. Discussion boards and forums could truly be considered the most powerful educational tool in your entire technological toolkit. These afford you a genuine extension of the classroom. Discussion, debate, dialogue, truly conversing with your peers to share your thoughts, get their thoughts, and try and meld them together along with content and guidance from your instructor to come to new understandings that are meaningful for you. These demand engagement throughout the week. You cannot just pop in once and think you're done. Your best practice is 3 to 4 times a week for small periods of time. 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there. This will let you read, think, respond, and repeat. That's what this is all about. Reading, thinking, responding, and coming back for more, just as we do in a face-to-face conversation. This is not one shot and you're done. To do so devalues your own educational process. And since the goal is conversation, a 2-word post such as, "Oh yeah, I agree, good idea, no way," doesn't add to the conversation. That's our goal. A genuine conversation, elevating the thing we start with to a level of understanding that we never could have done without the assistance, guidance, and added perspective of our instructor and our peers. Not everyone will be using virtual classrooms, so this will be short but sweet. We at Brandman use Adobe Connect to meet online virtually. You as a student will not have your own account, so you will always log in as a guest. Please have headphones or earbuds that have a built-in microphone, the kind you can get at your neighborhood drugstore. Be certain you're on a strong internet connection. Try to log in at least 5 minutes early before a meeting, and please visit us at the CII anytime for videos and PDFs with more specific information on using a virtual classroom. Assignment turn-ins and drop boxes are the areas built into your Blackboard shell where you literally submit your work for your instructor to grade. Please make sure your name is in the title of the document you submit. Please do not submit a PDF unless you are specifically asked to do so. You will be attaching this document to upload into Blackboard. Do not attempt to copy it and paste it into the text box that is there for you to leave comments for your professor. And please don't let the language here confuse you. Assignment turn-in, it's a single drop box for a specific assignment. Turn it in and of itself is a separate tool we're going to look at next. Turn It In is a specific piece of software that we use embedded inside Blackboard. It is an anti-plagiarism detection service. What that means is it is tied to a database, a repository that is full of academic papers, journals, websites, and other forms of text. Your paper that is turned in through Turn It In is compared for a similarity index, a score that shows where chunks of your paper match up to these pre-existing materials. Now, the score itself doesn't automatically tell someone if there are parts of a paper that have been plagiarized, but it is one tool that is used in our ongoing efforts to ensure that we have a community based upon academic integrity. So if you do have a Turn It In Dropbox in your course, recognize that it is there to ensure the validity of all the work being done by all Brandman University students. Thank you for your time and attention. Please know you have a host of resources available to support you throughout your time at Brandman University. Thank you.